Get pause YouTube, 6 Foot Hacks here. Have for you guys today the team building video for week 6 of the TBU. Of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hammer that like button down below and to let me know what you think about this matchup. I would really like to hear what your guys' input is and what you think about the team we are bringing this week. We are facing the Pittsburgh Pyroars, I want to say is their name. I want to say it's a Pittsburgh Pyroars, coached by Slyro. I hope I didn't butcher that, but his channel link and stuff will be down in the description. This man has a Lando I. Look at my team and tell me why it just 6-0s me and why it 6-0s anything I want to bring. Man, that is Sheer Force Landorus I. That is absolutely terrifying. So I'm definitely going to have to watch out for that, obviously, because that can turn out to be a huge pain. But I do hopefully have the one potential counter to it. So let's take a look at what I expect him to bring more or less here. Hold on. So Landorus for sure. Arcanine for sure, because I don't really have a good fire resist because I did end up benching Pyukumuku for Garbodor, which Garbodor is going to be making his debut, so a little spoiler there. We have, no, not Kamala. I don't really see him bringing Kamala, honestly. I think I had something else over this. Excelgor, because he can definitely spike stack himself if he expects me to not bring Hitmonchan, which I thought about bringing Hitmonchan, but we're not going to bring it. But yeah, I expect him to maybe bring Excelgor for spike stacking. He could bring Electabuzz. He definitely took Electabuzz off the bench for Pyukumuku, I want to say. So Electabuzz could still come, but if it's spexed, then I can just use that to my advantage. If it's Scarfed, it doesn't hit hard at all. If it's a Violite, I just outspeed it. Or just switch into it and deal with it because it's not going to be hitting hard at all. Toxic could be a little bit annoying, so I have to watch out for that. But Dragolgy I think is definitely coming, because my only thing for Dragolgy is Registeel, which he can easily deal with Registeel because he can have Arcanine. Like I said, he can definitely bring Lando I. Like, I'm 99.9% sure he's going to bring Lando I. Then he can of course bring Lucario, which I'm actually kind of scared of Lucario, only if it's Swords Dance. Like, if it's not Swords Dance or if it's Nasty Plot, then it's honestly not even a threat. But potential SD late game could be really scary, so I have to watch out for that. Then Clefable, I almost want to say he's going to bring Unaware instead of bringing Magic Guard, just because Shaman can beat Clefable 1v1 after Spadef drops. I can potentially bring setting up Infernape or Necrozma. Necrozma actually just drops him on his neck if he doesn't have anything to stop me from setting up, or that can pressure me and Oko me, or that can status me. So that's really good. So yeah, this is more or less a 6 I'm expecting. Clefable obviously is the last Mon. I don't expect Kamala. Paleo Sand is a fucking Paleo Sand. I would love to see a Paleo Sand instead of Dragolgy. Like, you have no idea. That would actually make me really happy. But yeah, anyways, making her return after a very impactful debut in week 5 of the TBU, we have Mariah the Mismagius, and this is more or less my kind of Lando I check counter, because I can switch in, live a knockoff unless he's like choice banded, which I highly doubt he's going to be, and then I can either outspeed him and get off a huge hit with Icy Wind, or he switches out, and then at that point I can force him to switch in and out and maybe take more Life Orb recoil damage, because this is more or less the 4 moves Landorus needs to run in order to really just drop me on my neck. He could easily have Rock Polish over something like Knockoff potentially, or Hidden Power Ice even, or Sludge Wave, but he should expect me to want to bring my Shaman, and then I could see him not having Sludge Wave just because he could deal with my Shaman with his Arcanine, which I'm expecting him to bring. But if he's got Rock Polish or U-Turn or Stealth Rocks over one of those 4 moves, then I can kind of play around Landorus a little bit better. But Icy Wind doesn't knock out Landorus, as where HP Ice has a chance to knock him out. Icy Wind is also just really good for Lucario, for my Necrozma, if I bring it, and even for the Excelgor, which I'm expecting him to potentially bring. Shadow Ball is just really good to spam against this team because I'm going to be doing decent damage to whatever he wants to switch into this, except for Kamala. I don't expect him to bring Kamala, but I can taunt Kamala, Pain Split on it potentially, and then go from there. Next off, we have Landorus Therian here, which is an absolute monster this matchup. Originally, I wanted to bring SD Earthplate because that literally just 2 KOs OKOs or 2 KOs everything that he wants to bring. Then I thought about Choice Scarf, but I really don't want to be locked into Earthquake if he's got Landorus still. And then I thought about a more mixed defensive set, but the special defense didn't really help me to take any specific kit or live any special specific kit any better. So I decided on this spread, which gives me enough speed to outspeed Jolly Lucario. So 100% of the time I will never be ice punched by Lucario unless he is Scarf for some reason. Agility could be a little bit annoying, but I can just intimidate it and then kind of pivot around it. HP Ice does a huge amount of damage to his Landers. It's not an OKO even after Stealth Rocks. I think after Stealth Rocks and Life Orb damage, it's a chance to knock it out, and after 2 or 3 Life Orb hits, it's definitely going to knock him out. But he can potentially knock me out with HP Ice depending on rolls, I think, and how much HP I'm at. Earthquake, like I said, just really spammable against his team. Knockoff is really nice because it's going to be great to get rid of the leftovers on Clefable, potentially Kamala to knock off a potential Life Orb on Arcanine. This is also the best thing I have for Adamant Life Orb Arcanine because we switch in Live 1 hit. It only does like 42 to 50%, I think, and then we outspeed and knock him out with Earthquake. Or if he's Jolly, he doesn't 2 KO me, and then I just have to play very, very carefully around Lucario potentially. But yeah, that's more or less Landorus in this matchup. Just a really good Pivotmon that can just click Earthquake and pretty much KO anything if I see fit. And if I want to play aggressively with it, I can leave it in against his Landorus and HP Ice it. But yeah, this is why I just have 4 attacks, kind of bulky pivot Landorus, because it does really, really good in this matchup as opposed to a setup set, which I can't really set up on anything that he has just because he should definitely have Will-O-Wisp on Arcanine, and he should definitely have Ice Beam on Clefable. Kamala could potentially have like Toxic or Ice Punch or something along those lines. Lucario is going to have Ice Punch. I could see Excelgor being Encore or even HP Ice potentially. Then the Paleosan could Toxic me as well. And Landorus I has the Hidden Power Ice. So yeah, just bulky pivot Landorus for this matchup. Next off, we have Guerrero the Infernape, which I'm sorry if I say that a lot, but this actually 100% 6-0s him. The fact that he dropped Slowking means that Infernape comes in here, I click a move and I 2 KO everything after Spikes and Stealth Rocks. So that's absolutely huge in this game. Originally we were gonna go with Banded, but being locked into Choice Banded Gunk Shot, letting Lucario come in and Swords Dance or Ice Punch my potential Lucario check switch in, which is my Landorus, is really, really bad, so I can't let that happen. If I'm locked in the Flare Blitz, Dragology comes in, and then he could predict my switch into Bruno and potentially double switch, or catch my incoming Mismagius on a potential prediction on him, thinking I'll switch into Bruno, and bring him Mismagius to catch Lando I. So that could just go really bad. Expert Belt just boosts the damage output of every super effective move that can hit his team and 2 KO every single one of his Pokemon after Rocks and Spikes, which is really good going into this battle. As much as I would love to have close combat, that really does help us against Kamala. I'm honestly not too concerned about it, and I should be able to play around Kamala accordingly. So again, not really concerned about Kamala, but yeah, Infernape just drops Slyro on his neck. And the good thing about this is that this outspeeds his Landorus. So I can come in with this. If I've popped a potential Yachi Berry, then I just OHKO him with HP Ice, I think, after Rock's damage. So that's absolutely amazing. I was thinking about making this naive, but there is a chance that I may need to take a Bug Buzz or take a Moonblast from Clefable. So yeah, I'd rather just leave it as Jolly because I'm still doing enough damage with Hidden Pyro Ice. Next off, we have good old Tego the Necrozma here, which originally this was going to be Shaman because Shaman does really do good in this matchup, and if he doesn't have Sludge Wave on his Landorus, which I'm like 90% sure he's going to bring, although again I could see him not bringing it just because HP Ice does hit my Landorus and Shaman. It's just Shaman can beat Landorus 1v1 if it doesn't have Sludge Wave. So Necrozma was put over Shaman because with him also dropping Slowking, he has no switch in to a modest Psychic coming from Necrozma. This 2-hit KO is everything after a Calm Mind. After a Calm Mind, there's no way Landorus knocks me out unless he's got Toxic on his Clefable or actually, if he Will-O-Wisps me with Arcanine, that's going to be really good for me because that means I'm not toxic. So I have an even better chance to set up with Necrozma. And after Icy Wind from Mismagius, I outspeed Lucario. I think I knock it out. If not, then I put it in range of where Life Orb should knock it out. But yeah, no need to run max special attack because there's really no damage rolls that we miss out on if we're modest max special attack. With the HP and defensive ease, we can take a potential +2 Lucario's E-Speed, we take Close Combat, we can take Knock Off a little bit better. Bug Buzz does not knock us out after a Calm Mind, so it's really good. The Speed EVs are to outspeed bulky Arcanine, which should only be running about 4 or 8 Speed EVs, but not anywhere near like 118 is what I want to say. Like I'm 90% sure he's not going to be running that much speed. If he is running more speed than that, then he should be offensive. But this outspeeds Arcanine, and then we 2-hit KO Arcanine too, or we even Calm Mind against Arcanine, and then from there Necrozma could potentially sweep his team late game or just break it mid game for Infernape to come in to beat him. Next off, we have making his debut Mierda de Garbodor, and the awesome thing about Garbodor is that I can literally just lead Garbodor and get up a spike turn 1, and there's nothing that Slyro can do about it. If he has Kamala, he could spin, but if I play Mismagius well enough, he shouldn't be able to. So in theory, there is a 99% chance that I should be able to get up one layer of spike for the entire match, which is going to be absolutely amazing because that helps Infernape to a KO everything, that helps Necrozma to a KO everything, that helps Landorus 3-hit KO everything, and that helps Mismagius just apply a lot of pressure because again, he doesn't have a good switch into ghost moves or ground moves coming from Landorus or psychic moves coming from Necrozma, so that's absolutely amazing. Rock Blast is literally only for Excelgor. Gunk Shot helps me to pressure Clefable, which I should be able to outspeed even though I am running a sassy nature, so I can potentially 2-hit KO Clefable or just get off a huge hit on it. HP Ice does about 60 to 70% I want to say to Landorus, so if it comes down to it, I can live one Earth Power thanks to the Shuckaberry if I haven't taken too much prior damage, and then go for Hidden Power Ice if I don't have a layer of spikes up, and that's going to be pretty good in this game. So yeah, I really expect Garbodor to do a lot. Just by getting up spikes, Garbodor is doing so much for the team. Like, you guys will definitely see if everything goes according to plan. Like, one layer spikes is absolutely huge because it literally wrecks Slyro's team, especially if he's not able to rapid spin with Kamala. If he doesn't bring Kamala, then my spikes are going to be here to stay. Unless I can get up 3 layers, it may not be worth going for a second layer, so we'll see how things go and how the battle plays out. Then finally off, we have Bruno the Registeel, because without Bruno, Dragolgy just comes in, clicks Draco Meteor or Sludge Bomb, and something dies. Like, there's no question about it. There is no way he's going to risk bringing Choice Specs Dragolgy. Just because Dragolgy, if it's locked into Focus Blast, lets me bring in Garbodor, bring in Landorus, bring in Necrozma, and bring in Mismagius. So if he brings in Specs, Dragology, that's actually going to be good for me because I can just take advantage of that. So actually, I kind of hope he does bring specs, but again, really don't expect them to bring it. Ice Punch does enough damage to Dragology, also does a really good amount of damage to Landorus, which at close to full HP, I can live 1 Life Orb Earth Power, so that's going to be really nice. Protect is actually here, so I can have a better chance to take modest max special attack Life Orb Focus Blasts from Dragology, which he could be Life Orb potentially, but I doubt it. Either way though, I can take Focus Blast after a Protect, and then Ice Punch. Superpower is solely for Lucario. Unfortunately, Registeel does not quite OHKO Lucario, but after Rocks and 1 layer of Spikes, it puts it in range of where Life Orb should 2-hit KO it, or it should get 2-hit KO'd by Life Orb is what I'm saying. If I get up 2 layers of Spikes, I think it puts him in range of where he's going to get knocked out by 1 Life Orb hit. So if it comes down to it, I will play aggressively with Registeel, leave it in against Lucario instead of switching, and then just superpower him and nuke him, and then let him knock himself out. So yeah, hopefully that comes to fruition. But yeah guys, that is the team. Let me know what you thought. We got Maria, we got Lantonio, Guerrero, Tego, Mierda, and Bruno here. So with that being said, make sure to hammer that like button down below if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So later everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.